Interesting. It's just as I suspected. What do you mean, sir? What do you see? Well, this beat is going to drop in 4, 3, 2, 1.
What up, people out there? I'm Bryant.
I'm Elise.
And we're the Masons. This is our first YouTube video. Number one. First YouTube video. And we want y'all to tune in. This channel will be about marriage and it'll be about relationships. Hopefully we can get a chance to do some vlogging, you know, when we go on like family trips and things of that nature, like we did when we went over to Detroit. You know, we had a ball with one another. Detroit. But you know that's how I talk. So I'm gonna let my wife introduce herself, and then I'm gonna in turn introduce myself. So all right, honey, it's in your hands.
Well, hey everybody, my name is Elise, aka Lisa. This fella and myself, we've been married for 14 years. We have 2 children, an 18-year-old and a 12-year-old who was taller than both of us together. I work full-time. I work from home. I'm a graduate of Concordia University. Suit up.
All right now.
Class of 2016. I graduated with my bachelor's in HR management. Still trying to get a job in that field. If I would have known then what I knew now, because they always told me, oh no, it's HR, the hard field to get into. Oh, no. I think I'm fine. If I would have knew then what I knew now, I would have stuck with business management because that was my first choice. But yeah, HR management. So anybody out there hiring, you know, hey, I'm your girl.
She your girl.
I'm your girl.
Holla at her. All right, y'all. My name is Bryant. And I have been married to this woman for 14 years. I am a business owner. I own a beauty salon by the name of Hair Deliverance, and I own a small restaurant with my mother. It's called Mama's Bistro. I graduated summa cum laude from Howard University. I was trying to go. I was going to like try to play a prank, but I couldn't even do it. I wanted to see how serious she was going to be. But she done bust out a laugh. I was going to tell y'all I graduated summa cum laude from Howard University. I got a doctor's degree.
Hey, if you would have told me, I would have went with it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I wanted to play a prank on you because I wanted to get your reaction.
Look, you got to forewarn me of these things. You can't just blast things on me.
I wanted to get your reaction. That's why I was like, oh, I'm going to lie and say I was doing it. I'm going to see how she look at me while we telling these people this story.
I'm sorry.
But she done just busted out a laugh and she ruined it because she made me laugh. But that's okay. But I am a business owner. I own a beauty salon and a small restaurant with my mother. I am also a minister. And we attend...
A licensed elder?
Yeah, a license. I'm licensed. I can marry folk. And I computerize you too.
Marry and bury you.
Yeah, so hey, and it's legal now. Ain't no, you know, no holiness, dirt, scumbag stuff. We'll put it like that. But actually, her and I are getting ready to celebrate our 14th year of wedding anniversary. And I'm not going to say that it's been real easy. This thing ain't been easy. It ain't been easy. Just last Sunday, we had a blow up. We had a blow up last Sunday. And we were supposed to get this video out last Sunday. But you done let the devil use you. You gonna use me too. So that's what happened. But nevertheless, we here right now today. Amen. Amen. And we getting it together. So
no, that's what marriage is all about, give and take. You gotta take the ups with the downs. It's not gonna always be easy breezy, you know, what they say, the honey always on the moon or whatever. No, sometimes that honey comes down. Sometimes that honey gets stale. But you have to, like the Bible says, You got to think yourself happy. In marriage, you got to try to work to make that thing work. And, you know, that's one thing that he told me when we first got married. Look, we in this for the long haul. So get ready. And every time I think about, where's my attorney? I remember those words. He said, we in this for the long haul.
And we just bought a house, so she ain't got no other choice now. Because we ain't finna be like Medea and cut up the house in half. I get one half, you get the other. Now, we really, we stuck now.
Right. We really stuck.
$150,000 debt on the, no, it ain't no breaking up. I'm sorry.
Last Sunday, I said, dang, why couldn't he do this 6 months ago when we was renting?
See? It would have been, it still would have been no easier because still, I hear people say like divorce is like a death. You know, it's when you are married, the Bible says that you no more twined in one flesh. So you are one. So it's like you being married is like getting a divorce is like me pulling off my flesh from my skin, from my bone. That's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to separate. You know, this ain't no Hannibal Lecter type of marriage. You know, this ain't no I'm going to cut the skin off. And no, you got to learn how to work through the hard times. You know, and when you have good times, cherish those. When you have hard times, cherish those. You know, because
that's what makes a marriage. That's what adds that substance to it.
It does. Like one time we went to a wedding, and we ain't gonna say no names, but we went to a wedding, and the people who got married, the preacher or pastor, the reverend, whomever that married them, didn't give them any vows. And I turned around and looked and said, dang, the wedding is over already. They kissing. They didn't give them no vows. And my wife was talking about the meat and potatoes. That's what the vows are. It's the meat and potatoes to your marriage. Y'all made promises to one another. And if y'all didn't promise to each other, y'all don't have to, you know, who's to say that the marriage is going to work out? Because y'all didn't make any promises to one another. Y'all didn't promise to love each other in richer or for poor. Y'all didn't promise to love each other in sickness and in health. Y'all didn't promise to love each other to death do you part. So if you didn't make that promise, that don't mean you got to keep it because you didn't make a vow.
And the Bible says that it's better to make a vow than make a vow and not keep it. Now the word says that.
That's what the word says.
Making a vow before men and before God. I was just telling somebody earlier about how the greatest institute on earth outside of the Holy Ghost is marriage, because God ordained marriage. And honestly, this is my belief. I believe God even blesses the union of unsaved couples because he once again ordained marriage.
Marriages come from God, but okay, we're gonna ratchet on because we want to let you know how we kind of met one another.
Before we continue, I would like to shout out my niece Jasmine Anise for her beautiful lip gloss.
All right now,
Jasmine Anise Cosmetics. Jazmin Anise Anise.
You got that for free, Jazz.
I'm gonna caution this time, niece. Now.
We blow up.
Everybody blow it up.
All right, y'all. We met each other actually in church.
In church.
As we stated, we are in church. So we met each other in church. Actually, she was my mother's best friend. So one day she walked past me in church after I got saved, after I quit all of my hooligans and shenanigans and came on over to the Lord. She walked past me in church and she had like this leopard print suit on.
Every time I wear that suit, he always tells this story.
She had this leopard print suit on, and the Lord said, she could be your wife. And I was looking around like, is he talking to me?
She could be your wife, or she going to be your wife?
Well, you are my wife. That's your wife. That's what he said.
I don't know what the Lord said.
That's what he said. That's your wife. And I'm looking around like, is he talking to me?
You ain't got to frown up like that.
No, because at that time you was more like a cousin or a sister because we have known each other for so many years. So it was like, I was thinking like, is the Lord gone crazy? What's going on here? So before I even approached her with it, I prayed for an acceptance spirit. I always say, I'm telling y'all the truth. I prayed for an acceptance spirit because she was like family. You know, she was like family. So I'm like, Lord, I don't know about that. But God allowed me to come to terms. And then one day after I prayed and I asked God, when should I let her know? And he said to let her know this time. And I went to tell her that God said that she was my wife. We were at prayer. And I got up to tell her that she was my wife. And when I looked around, she was gone. So I was walking some of the older ladies outside of the church in the parking lot to their cars. And there she go, in her car, trapped. Somebody parked in back of her. So she could not move her car.
I was getting ready to leave that church.
She was getting ready to leave. There was some things that went on. Now, hey, as you get to know us, you'll find out. There was some things that went on in our former church that wasn't godly. It's a lot of things that went on. And I'm not going to say any church is perfect because it's not.
God still be the glory.
And that's it. To God still be the glory. So I seen her sitting in her car and I got in the car and I said, the Lord. I'm tired of the church. I got out the car and shut the door.
That's literally exactly what happened. I was stuck. And it was always the same sis that always, she got off work a little late, so she would park behind my car. And I'm like, can you please go tell Sister So-and-so to move her car? You know, I already had an attitude. I was mad and I'm getting sick of it. Sound like that little boy, I'm getting sick of this church. You know, so I was like, I'm getting sick of them. So I was sitting in my car waiting. So I guess he tells her, so he gets in my car, sits down. Lisa, I know this may sound crazy, but God told me you're going to be my wife. And got out. And I was like, before I could say anything, he was out. I was like, oh, okay.
God didn't have me say no more.
Okay. And that was December. So, and that's crazy because I had a dream like a week or two prior to that, that he proposed to me in front of the church. There was like 5-6 stairs going up. Then it was the pulpit and everything. And I had a dream that he proposed to me. And I woke up like, what, Bryant? No, that's like my little brother. That's like my cousin. What? No.
She thinks she a cougar.
Well, let me tell you this, Linda.
Cougar, like you 1 year older than me. And she thinks she is a cougar. I'm talking about a lioness.
Actually, I'm 44 and you're 42.
And I'll be 43 Friday. Stop.
Okay, a year and a half.
Stop it, sis.
Look, respect your elders, okay?
Look, see?
All right, so as I was saying, I had
Listen
a dream.
here, Linda.
All right, Emmett.
No, see.
I go in the old day. Okay, so I had that dream, so I was like, Lord, are you confirming some things? So as he said, he owns a shop. So I had asked him to, okay, I made up an excuse to go over there. I wanted him to do my hair because I wanted to, you know, talk about this thing. Because I'm like, you just don't surprise nobody with nothing like that. And then just walk out and expect me to be like, okay. No, I need to know what's going on. So I went over his house and he, you know, did my hair and everything. And, side note, he's like the king of sew-ins, and I was his very first sew-in.
First one.
He was high, drunk, he messed it up, but I was still his very first, okay?
First one.
Okay, so back to the story. So we talking about, and one thing that I loved about him was he's always been a leader, and he's always wanted to follow the voice of the Lord. And he said, well, you know, I've been praying about it, because I don't want either one of us coming into each other's lives messing it up. Okay, so he said this January we used to have fast and consecration for the whole month of January. He said we're going to fast, seek the face of the Lord, and then we'll start dating in February. So I'm like, okay, cool, makes sense. So we, you know, didn't date. I still came around because me and his mama still friends and everything. And she was actually my daughter's godmother also. So, you know, I was always there. He's always been her Uncle Bryant. Now, her daddy, you know. So, January 1st, we started dating. And we originally was going to get married November?
No, October 8th.
October 8th, see? That's why when we got married at his birthday, because I didn't want to be forgetting all these dates. So, we planned to get married October 8th, and we ended up getting married on his birthday, July 22nd. So I don't know if you want to elaborate on that.
Well, yeah, we got married on July 22nd because actually she was in the midst of purchasing a home. And she moved out of the home and everything. And then she moved downstairs from me with my... with my mother's niece. I mean, my mother's niece. She moved downstairs with my mother's niece.
Now, what happened, you missed the part. I was in the process of buying a home, but then my loan fell through the day. I literally was going to get the key. And on my way going to get the key, my lender was like, I'm sorry to tell you, but your loan fell through. So I was like, what in the world? What are we going to do? I got this 3-year-old. What's going on? Oh my God, we're going to be homeless, blah, 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 blah. So I was talking to his cousin, AKA his mama niece.
It's my mama niece.
The next day at work, because I was like, I didn't know what to do. She said, you know, as long as, you know, hey, you like family, you and my niece, y'all not about to be homeless. My son, he is in Chicago with his dad, so y'all can come stay with us or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So that's how we ended up moving downstairs from here, because he lived upstairs.
I lived upstairs, and then I just said, you know, God just gave me an epiphany and said, well, why don't you just go ahead and marry that woman? Your wife and your daughter is living downstairs. Why don't you marry them so they can come up? You know, so I told her, I said, I kept telling our pastor, like, I keep feeling like, even though before she even moved, I kept saying to her that I think we're going to get married before October 8th. I kept saying that to her. Like, every time we would talk on the phone, I would say, like, I think we're going to get married before October 8th. I just got this feeling. And next thing you know, I told my pastor, I said, well, I think that we're going to get married, you know, early. And Lord and behold, why the first lady of the church gonna say, well, oh my God, is she pregnant? Pregnant? What would make you say that? Is she pregnant? I said, boy, save people with something else. I tell you, that's a story for a whole nother video. A whole nother video. But I had to explain to her, no, she's not pregnant. No, her house fell through. She living downstairs. And why should she have to live downstairs when I have a whole big old apartment upstairs where they can come to upstairs? I had a 2-bedroom apartment. I said, why do they have to live downstairs? It don't make no sense.
Gigantic living room, dining room, kitchen, everything.
I mean, it was nice up there. I said, well, why let them live downstairs? So we talked and we decided to get married on a Tuesday. And that Tuesday just so happened to be my birthday.
After work, we both was looking broke down, busted and disgusted. I had my hair in a nappy ponytail. I had on my work clothes, work badge. He had on his work clothes, work badge. And he said, I do, before our pastor, his wife, his mother, my father,
and brother.
And my brother.
Yep. And it's been 14 years. Now, I'm going to tell you now, we ain't going on honeymoon for 10 years now. It was 10 years. Because we got married on a Tuesday night prayer, and we was back at church on Wednesday night Bible class. That's what happened.
Introduced as Mr. and Mrs. Mason.
And we did it for 10 years before we decided to go to Vegas together. So that's what happened. You know, but hey.
And that really still wasn't a honeymoon because we had the kids with us.
We had our kids with us, so we still ain't took no honeymoon.
So shout out to my cousin Belinda because she took the kids for us, so we can at least have one night together without them children.
But that's okay. Maybe we'll do something, you know, while the kids is gone. So I wanna take us on a trip to New York. But some of these prices, these airplane prices is getting a little bit ridiculous. But that's okay. God gonna make a way. Jesus gonna work that thing out.
I just want to do something. I don't care if after we drop them off at the airport, if we do something in Chicago, go downtown Chicago, something.
Yeah. I mean, because Chicago is nice. We can still get a room. We could drive there. Chicago got good eating. So, I mean, maybe we can do that. It really don't matter. I wish we can go over there to Canada. Yes. That'd be wonderful.
Actually, for his anniversary, what I tried to do, and I tried, but Lord, everything is so expensive. I tried to go back to Detroit because one of his favorite singers is Anita Baker.
Come on now.
And she's going to be in Detroit on July 22nd. And I'm pricing, I'm like, how? Okay, if we fly, it's going to be like $300 round trip. If we drive, that's going to be like an extra $300 for a rental car. And then her ticket started at $156 per person. And then the hotel, I said, man, that's going to be a lot just for one day. Plus, I mean, we weren't going to drive back that night. We was going to, of course, stay overnight and then come home the next day. But Lord, I mean, don't get me wrong, she worth it.
Come on, Anita.
That's the queen.
That's the Anita.
Queen. So if you listen to this, Anita, bless us with some free tickets.
They don't bother me. So I'm going to keep on giving you the best that I've got. I know your song need us. Come on and bless us. Do it for us. Do it for us. In the name of Jesus. Maybe so y'all will share and like and comment on this video so Anita Baker can see the video and see that we desperately need to see you, Anita. We desperately need to see you. If you just give us the tickets, we will make a way.
Okay.
Jesus will work it out.
Right. Jesus will work it out.
The problem that I had was trying to get to Detroit, Jesus, and you're going to work that thing out. Work that thing out. We going to work it out, Jesus. Well, all right. I think we done been on here for 22 minutes. We got who?
22 minutes.
Oh, see? 22 minutes. See, this was what happens. We finish each other's sentences after you've been married for a long time. And then I had a small little topic I guess we can kind of get to before we go, but I had a topic of the pros and cons of being married and working together. So we got a question out there. How do you guys feel, those that are in a marriage or those that are in a relationship? How do you feel if you work with your spouse or you work with your boyfriend or you work with your girlfriend? How does that work out for y'all? Like, do y'all argue all the time, or do y'all take arguments to the business or things that y'all doing or the business that you may run? You know, is it a beautiful thing? Have y'all become closer than ever working together? Because this is actually the first time that me and my wife has like work together. Mm-hmm. Like even at church, we have never worked on a project together. At church, it's always been, I had my separate thing going on and she had her separate thing.
No, we were ushers together one time. We was in the choir together.
Have we ever ushered together though? I don't remember.
Didn't I train you one time? One time, I think. I felt like me and you and Mama was on the usher team at one time.
I don't know.
But I do know, like, a time or two in the choir, we're kind of give each other side eye.
Oh yeah, we did work in the choir together now. Cause sometimes, boy, in the choir we'll take that whole going to choir practice. We've been just had a little argument or something, and next thing you know, we mad at each other, trying to say. And then I was the praise team leader, and she was one of the choir members. So it was like, okay, now I got to tell her what to do.
Ooh, after we just had a fight too?
After we just had an argument. We ain't had no fight now.
Okay.
We ain't never fought. We argued. You know, after we didn't had an argument, so we have worked together in church because we used to sing that choir all the time. But I'm gonna tell you this: it was far and few in between when we argued and then took it over to church. Yeah. Because every time we may have argued and taken it to church, by the end of church, either we didn't made up to each other. Because I didn't want to be at church mad. Now, the service will be high. I'm praising God, but I'm still mad at my wife.
Or I'm not praising God because my mind is on what he done said or did the night before or that morning.
And see, you can't let nobody hinder you now. You know, especially when you trying to get your praise on from God. So I could say that working together, it has its positives and its negatives. So, I mean, at least for us, you know, but I see some couples on YouTube, you know, and they seem so blissfully happy.
Like,
but
wow.
I mean, we don't know what go on when the camera is cut off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You know, once they get on camera, they can be totally.
I can see them.
Hey, I mean, it could be wet and bliss, but once they get off camera, like she said, it's Ike and Tina going on. Mm-hmm. You know, so we don't want to be no Ike and Tina. You know, so my thing is, one thing I do have to say that if you feel like working together is going to ruin your marriage, then maybe y'all need to find separate things to do. Because I don't believe in nothing coming in between your marriage, especially when it have to do with like work or something like that, especially if you can do it, because some people may be contracted into doing something or obligated into doing something, but if you can find something else to do and hold on to your marriage, then do that.
Right.
What about you?
I agree. During the pandemic, a lot of people they had to work from home, both the husband and wife. And I knew of a lot of, you know, couples, or I've seen Facebook stories or whatever about people separating during the pandemic because now they're working from home, the kids is home, they home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And sometimes that break is what you need. No matter how much you love your spouse, no matter how much you love your kids, sometimes y'all need a break. Mm-hmm. So when I started work from home in 2020 and the kids was home, it was stressful. It had its stressful moments because now I'm working, I'm helping them with their homework. My daughter about to graduate high school, and it was just a lot going on. And, you know, thank God he had his own business. So, you know, people were still coming to get their hair done, the pandemic or not. So he would leave the house, do what he had to do, but I was home with the kids. So it had its stressful moments. It did. Honestly, I couldn't wait till them kids to go back to school, but I was appreciative that they were home because the pandemic was new. Yeah. We didn't know nothing about it. We seen videos of folks dropping dead, and they showed videos of folks in the hospital on respirators. So like anxiety was through the roof, and depression. A lot of people we know died from COVID. A lot of people we know died from COVID. And it was a lot of deaths. In 2020, it was so many, like every week, every other week, somebody I knew was dying. But a lot of people was not dying from COVID. So it was like half and half. And I'm like, Lord, what is going on? Folks dying of heart attacks and suicide. And I'm like, what is going on? And it brought me to that scripture that said, what's that scripture? It talks about the hearts of men failing them. So because of that fear, people was like dropping dead of heart attacks. And I was like, Lord, I need you to help me because I got asthma, I got chronic asthma, he got diabetes. And Lord, this COVID going around. So I don't want nobody coming in, nobody going out. And I would get them, make sure you wear your mask. Make sure you tell them to wear their mask. Better wear their mask. You better wear their mask. Because I did not, I was scared of the COVID.
Yeah, look, we all was. The COVID had us shook up.
Ooh, had me shook.
You know, but it was a lot of people, actually, it was a lot of people during that time, a lot of men out here killing women, you know, so it was a lot. I mean, the domestic violence rate had shot up to the roof. You know, the murder rate has shot up to the roof. A lot of women were out here getting killed because people had that cabin fever thing going on because people was trapped in the house. You know, so that's why I say it's a pro and a con now. Working together and being together all the time. You know, so some people can make that, but other people may need that space. You know, and we one of those couples. We need that space. You know, because I believe in absence makes the heart grow fonder. I really believe in that. Hey, let me miss you. Okay. Let me miss you. Give me a chance. Don't be up under me 24/7, and I won't be up under you 24/7. You know, so I'm sorry. That's what worked for us. You know, everything don't work for everybody. You know, but I thank God that he had opened up doors at that time for the both of us. You know, she was able to stay at home, you know, even though she may have been able to stay at home with the kids, that was getting on her nerve, you know, but I was still able to go out and make money for us and everything. So God took care of us during the COVID.
Open a business
in the middle of a COVID, of the COVID. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, I've been lately. I just been saying everything. The Facebook, the Instagram, the TikTok, the COVID. You know, that's that old spirit in me.
He got the Billy Bass.
That old spirit in me just it rile up every now and then. So, but yeah, if let us know in the comments what you guys think. You know, or what happened with you guys? Do you guys have some kind of experiences of being together, of the pros and the cons of being married or being in a relationship and working together? We want to hear those things, okay?
And if you have any other questions, please put them in the comments and we will be sure to address it on next week's show. I'm excited to hear from all of you.
Yes. Come on in. Yeah. Remember also to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with other married couples, with other couples that are just boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't mean to be racist now. I'm not racist. I'm not saying that. But share this video with everybody, your grandma, your mama, your uncle, your aunties, and your cousins.
We ain't advocating shacking and anything, but if you happen to be in a long-term relationship, we want to hear from you too.
Do what you do.
What works for you?
Do what you do, because, hey, we all got problems. Married or not, we all got some problems, and we all got some good things to share, too.
Y'all can learn from
you
one
know,
another.
we're not here to, this is a no judgment zone. We're not here to judge nobody.
You do what you do.
You do what you do. That's between you and the Lord.
We got our own problems.
Hey,
don't worry about nobody else.
Also, remember to turn on your post notification bell so every time we drop a video, you will know that the Masons is coming on. Oh, glory. The Masons is coming on. But until the next Sunday, we're going to try to drop a video at least every Sunday. So you may not get this video tonight, but I'm sure you're going to get it tomorrow because we got to edit and do all that other things and add to it. So make sure that y'all come on back, all right? Come on back. And also, what's your Instagram, honey? You want people to subscribe to your Instagram, or should we make an Instagram together?
I think my Instagram is just my name, ELESE Mason. No, it's at Lauren Noah. Oh, hold on.
Look, we just gonna make one together. We gonna make one together.
One of them.
Either we gonna put that thing on the screen or something like that, because we gonna put our individual Instagrams and everything on the screen, so y'all can follow us on there until we make an Instagram together. And then you'll be able to follow us on the Mason Family Values Instagram. But until then, please follow me on Instagram at BK. Look here, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm gone in the mind. I'm sorry.
But it's Bryant KM.
Bryant KM. We're going to have it on the screen. Also follow me on the TikTok at Ghetto Bites 4. Also subscribe to my my mukbang channel. It's called Ghetto Bites.
Okay.
Look, we're going to put it on the screen.
L Boogie Noah Bear. LBOOGIENOAHBEAR.
She always got to be thorough. I told her we're going to put it on the screen. You just take a screenshot of it and we're going to put it on the screen. I'm doing the editing. So we gonna put it on the screen. Why I look like I got a hole right there? Isn't it? Oh, okay.
I thought you did too.
I mean, the camera is deceiving. But anyway, all right, y'all. We love y'all, and we will be back next week, Sunday.
For being with us.
So we thank you for watching on today. Remember, again, comment, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you share the video. All right?
Once again, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, have any concerns, please drop them in the comments, and we'll be sure to address them next week. Whatever, if you have any questions about relationship, about marriage, about church, about kids, about families, extended families, bringing families together. Trust me, we've been through it all. So drop it in the comments. We got you.
All right, y'all. We love y'all. Peace. We'll see y'all next